Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Today we got an interesting topic. The ultimate tool belt. What is it? Well, you know what, that's can you ever say you have the ultimate tool belt? Probably not, but we're going to talk about something that will help us find out what's the best one for us. And when it comes to tool belts, you know that there's so many brands out there. There's Badger, there's DiamondBack, there's Occidental Leather, Holstery, and you know, and that's just a few out there. And you know there's more. You can go to Lowe's, Home Depot, they have their own brands as well. And but what we can do is we can break these down into different types. And the way I like to break it down is lightweight, ultralight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight. And if you ever went backpacking, you know what I'm talking about. You got an ultralight pack. Well, with an ultralight pack, you can only carry so much in it, but it's super light. It's great because you're not carrying that extra weight. Then, if you want to carry the extra weight, though, you might want to get a light pack, what's considered light backpacking. Or if you want to get bigger, then you get all the way into the mountaineering. Or if you're carrying gear with ropes and everything else, then you have to have the heavy duty. Could you imagine trying to put that much weight into an ultralight backpack? It would be horrible. You wouldn't last. You couldn't handle it because it would be pulling down on your shoulders and hurting your back so bad. And the same is true with the tool belts. And so what I have here, so I don't have every type here, but this will give you a general idea of what we're talking about. Now this is the Holstery. Now this thing is just, you know, just a very thin belt, but we could call this the ultralight. Then we move into this is the tough built, and this is the Klein. And I like to think of these as kind of just a regular backpack. And then this one here is the Ranger belt from Occidental, and I've been using one like this for many years, and it's a very good belt. It's pretty thick. It's not gigantic. It's not the biggest belt out there, but it'll carry a lot of weight. And then if you add suspenders to any of these systems, then that can even take it to the next level. So for example, if you even added suspenders to this ultralight, you kind of make it into a medium or a light belt. And then if you add these, you can add more. Now, probably the biggest belt is this one here from Occidental Leather. And this thing is 2 inches. It's very thick leather, very thick right here. It's got this big 6-inch pad, and then on the inside, it's got this felt. I believe it's made of wool, I'm not sure. But what's nice about this is once it goes up against your back here and your waist, it kind of just holds there. It doesn't just slip like your leather and your nylon does. And so this would be, I consider this like the mountaineering belt. And of course with the suspenders, even that much more you can carry on this. And so if you have that set up, you can do all kinds of things. Now let's just look at the Holstery for a minute. So the Holstery belt, we're going to look at some pouches. So if I take the Holstery and I can throw this thing on, and by the way, you can even use your regular belt, your belt that you wear around your pants, as an ultralight belt. And so here's some of the Holstery pouches. This is something you might see someone grab something like this and pop that on, and that's handy. That's real handy. Like right here, I got all my marking utensils, and then I might even grab something like this. And this is the SPMC bag, and this bag comes with these 2 pouches here, and this is basically a Vito MPX, but it's called something else because it comes on here, and they actually just started selling these separate from the whole bag. They're $50 a piece, so it's up to you. The whole bag costs about $150. If you do that, you get the 2 pouches with it. So to me, I think it's better just to buy the whole bag, but that's my opinion. And that one you can put there. So to me, that's an ultralight setup right there. And that can come in real handy, because I can, for instance, I can take a tape measure, put it right here. I can put, you know, just anything in there, whatever I need. But I'm limited on how much I can carry. That's what it is. But it's an ultralight setup, so it works really well. So that's the Holstery. And so when we're talking about this too, when we talk about nylon and we talk about leather, nylon's good, but really your leather is going to give you more durability and more strength than the nylon overall. But they're both still good, so I'm not knocking the nylon. I'm just saying leather is a better quality type of belt. Now let's talk about the pouches for a minute. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put on. I'm just gonna put this. This is the belt I like to use all the time, guys. I'm just, you know, other than the ultralight, and I got one honorable mention here that you may want to check out. And the reason I like this one so much is because nowadays, which we didn't have years ago, is the modular belt system. And years ago, it was either you just bought one belt for one thing and that's it. But now with the modular system, we can do all kinds of things with it. You think about the different modular pouches that we have. So here's mine up here. We got Tough Built. There's Klein up there. There's also Mellow Tough. I have one over there, but I really don't use the Mellow Tough. And I can tell you that there's Holstery, which I just showed you here. And out of all of these, I think, oh, and there's Vito, okay? And out of all of these, Tough Built and Vito are my favorites. They are hands down just super good quality and usability. Gives you ability. And you think of a tool belt, what it does is it gives you the ability to do something. Get out of this tool belt. Well, let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see. So, what do I use my pouches for? Now, I want to demonstrate something here. We have right here. We have the Tough Built 6 pocket. Right here we got the 7 pocket. Now this is the medium and this is the large. And then we have the Technician 10 pocket. So let's get this Technician 6 pocket, 7 pocket, and 10 pocket. And this is a medium and large, medium and large. And let me get just the, this is one I actually like a lot. I use this one quite a bit. Now this is the, so I can just take this, I can pop it on my side, and I have it like that. Now, when I do that, I can use this for all kinds of things. I can put my tape measure here, I can put pliers, I can put screwdrivers, and all kinds of things in there as I use it. And then, on the 10 pocket, you can hold a ton of stuff in there. And one of the things I like about this 6 pocket here, so basically, if I want to turn this into, let's say I'm going to turn this into I'm doing some arm working. I want to use a spud holder. Maybe I want to use a ratchet, and then I got my hammer holder on the back. I can reach over here. I need a bolt bag. This is probably one of my favorites that I go to a lot, and this is called the contractor pack. There's that. And then I even got a clip-on right here of the striker for the oxygen settling torch, and I can carry all that with me right there. So I have everything there ready to go at a moment's notice. And then let's say, okay, now if you've ever done a metal building, you know that if it's a bolt up, you're going to be bolting it up, and then afterwards you're going to start the sheeting process. So I can take this off, and now you guys know that I made a video on these 3 holsters right here. And these holsters are awesome. But I actually found one, and you tell me whether it's a Tough Built or not, because I'm not sure. But it's this one right here. And you may say, well, that's not a Tough Built. You know what? And it's not stitched the same. And I can tell you that this ain't quality. This isn't as good as quality as these, but it's still good. It's still decent. But notice the hub and the receiver. It's identical to the Tough Built, and in fact, it fits on the Tough Built system. And so, and what I like about this, if let's say you're running your purlins up on your roof, I can take this here, and this is something I always usually carry with me. I can take this. I got my adapter here for my socket. I can take this here, put that in here, put that there. I got my purlins. I can take a little backup wrench, put it right there. Take my spud wrench, put it right here, and now I can connect the purlins, right? And now I know, guys, a lot of these pouches, they market them as electrician pouches or carpenter pouch, whatever. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. You know what? If you can use it and it makes your life easier and faster and better, who cares what it's called? I can tell you right now, I know a lot of electricians that carry around a spud wrench. They're not iron workers. Who cares? So same there. Who cares? Whatever they call it. If you can utilize it, that's all part of marketing. And granted, some of it was kind of designed maybe with electrician in mind, but you guys can use this very, very much. Now, one of these that I really like from the Vito is the MPX. Now they have an MP1X, an MP2X, and so forth. And basically, I forgot what this one is called, but it's basically the same design as the MPX. It just came on the SPMC tool bag. But this one is a really nice pouch. I love the Vito. This can be used for kind of carrying a few tools, and for ultralight it's great. But I'll be honest with you, it can't hold a lot. But let's say you're running some conduit, and I kind of got this tough belt here set up like if I'm running pipe, guys. And you can see this thing's got some weight on it, okay? And I put this on. So I got that, and of course I like to have a gun when I'm running. So that'll hold it, right? And then on this side, of course, I'd have my fittings and my couplers and all that for the pipe and so forth. But this is pretty big, pretty stout, but it's nice. I do like it. But here's what amazes me, and I want to show you this. This is incredible. And I just want to show you. You look at this one, and you look at this one, and just look how small this little footprint is. Do you think all this could fit in here? Let's see. Let's find out. So we'll put that. All right, let's see if all this fits. So there's a tape measure. Let's see. We'll put that right there, maybe. We'll put that there. Put the ply. We got my lineman. Now I use a ironworker one. I really like these. I've been using them for years, and so I got that one there. Then I got this screwdriver, which fits right in here, really nice. Then this is the reamer, and then I just took it out and put a regular square bit for the couplings. And what's nice is you can take that out, you pop that in here like that, and that's how I usually carry it. Now I'm going to show you a trick that I do with that, and then I just put that right there if I'm running it like that. And then here I got two sets of Cobras. I got the ones that come out like this. Sometimes it's handy to have, and I can just stick those right here. Put these in the back, and then I got this I always carry with me as well, just in case I come across some screws and stuff that I don't know. And then I also carry these little cutters, cable cutters, and I put those there. But look at that, guys, everything fit, even the marker. I got a place for the marker. Let's see, place for the soapstone right here. Fit real easy. All of that, except the gun. And I'll tell you right now, I would rather run this. This actually feels much more comfortable than carrying this big one. Now, what do I do with a gun? Well, I got the pin pal from Holstry. I can pop that onto the belt right there, and I can take and hook that on right there. And I would rather run that like that than with that big pouch. So that's why I love the Vito pouches. And what I also like about the Vito pouches is they don't have the clips. So it just gets rid of an element, and you don't have to clip those on. So I just really think that's awesome that Vito has that available. Now, let's say I'm another thing that I might find myself doing. When it clips on there, it clips on. Anyway, so another thing I might find myself doing is after you closing up for the day, you might say, hey, you know what, I gotta tie the sheets up with tie wire, or you might have some rod busting to do, some rebar, whatever. Well, I got the tie wire right here, and I made a video on this, guys, on how to do this. And this is where I really like the Technician 7, this one right here, because I can take this, take this right here, put it right there, and then I take my linemen's, and then I have, let's see, a pair of diagonals. You can put a pair of diagonals right here as well. Oh, here they are. So you can put those there, and now you're ready to now if you're running rebar, you could also, I like to use soapstone myself, that, and you got your tape measure right there. You got everything right there ready to go. And you saw how fast I'm just jumping from one to the next, and that just, you know. And then if you, again, if I want to do carpentry, I can take. So right now I got my little hammer here that I use for connecting steel and ironworking. I can just change it over, put it over here. Of course, I can take this off. Take this off. Now I made a video of this, guys. I just took a tough belt hub and put it on here, cut these off, and then bolted them through with some bolts, and then put it all back together. So check that video out if you're interested in that as well. And so let's say I'm doing some carpentry work, and I'm running a lot of bolts or screws or nails, whatever there. I got that. Then over here I can have my tape measure, pencil, all that. A lot of times I like to even run a little impact on this side as well. So I can run an impact, and then of course, you know, there's a place for a pencil here as well. There's a place in the back. There's a place for the tape measure, and so forth. So just, I can jump from one job to the next. Of course, that's why I call this the jack of all trades, because as you can see, we do so many different things that we use these tool belts for. So I hope, guys, that you really appreciated this. Now I told you I did have one honorable mention here, and I also like to point out that that I have a vest up here. You can look at it up here. Let's see. And this vest here was bought by my niece years ago, and I was an SCBA tech. Now I don't use that one anymore, and the reason is I like that to be sitting down and working. If you're sitting down and working, that is really an awesome vest. You got everything right there. But if you're moving, you're bending over, things can fall out and so forth. And so that one's got a lot of sentimental value to me. Mary Jo bought me that years ago, and I used it for years. And in fact, I got known nationwide because of that vest and how efficient I was. People recognized it. I was able to take those Scott Air packs apart and put them back together. Very efficiency, very fast. And it just, you know, and it was because of having the right tools in the right place and where to get them. And that's what a tool belt's for, to make you better. Now here's another thing I would like to mention, and this is the upholstery chest rig. And of course I made a video on this one too, guys, so if you get a chance, go check that out. And and I'll tell you why I like this one. Now a lot of times what I find myself doing is I may just be cutting steel, and I got a lot of steel to cut, or wood, you know, and I can put my tape measure here. I can put this even has a place for phone slot, has a magnet to put tools, like, you know, even if you got something you want to clip on there and so forth, and you can just do that. And why that's nice, and I'll tell you why I like this a lot, is because when I'm working at my shop, I'll either have my pickup or my 4Runner, and I'll jump in it back and forth, in and out. And with a tool belt, you know how much I'd have to take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on. So this way I don't have to do that. And I just, you know, I'm marking steel. I got everything I need as I'm working. And so this is a nice accessory. And then also, if I want to just go a little bit more tools, I can just take this, put my ultralight on. I can grab out the my holstery, put it on here. I can grab the MPX or whatever and have it here to be able to get the job done and be able to work with it. So I just wanted to bring that out because it is a nice accessory to the tool belt system, and it's very modular, and you're going back and forth. You don't have to stick to just one thing. Now, for me, guys, the ultimate tool belt is this. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, and with the modular system. But you know what? It may not be for you. You may be doing the same thing day in, day out. You know, and for example, I'm going to show you one of my old tool belts here. This is one I bought back in 2010, and I roofed my house with it. And I used it for sheeting, I used it for drywall, I've used it for carpentry and so forth. And it's a really good bag. I love this bag, but with this system, I'm just so much more modular. But man, if you bought this, I'm sure if you were a framer and that's all you did was framing every day, this would probably be the bag for you. Or you might go with DiamondBack or Badger. You know, whatever works for you, that would be the ultimate tool bag for you. But however, like I said, for me, guys, this tool belt's been the ultimate tool bag for me because of all the different setup. But I hope that in this video that I was help you to see some of the different things that you can expect from getting a tool belt, you know, or what you need, whether it's lightweight, medium weight, heavyweight, or what your preference is. And please comment. Let me know what you think. I learned so much from you guys too when I see these and you make these comments and give me. You know, I got a lot of these ideas from you guys. The tough built system, the vetoes, and all that. And so I just want to say thank you to you, and I hope that in some way I can share that knowledge with you. And guys, you know what? Have a great day.